Good evening. How's it going? Good to see you. Hope you're doing all right. It's Monday, about 7 p.m. Memorial Day. So I didn't have to work today. That was nice. And I'd taken Friday off too. So that was also nice. Anyway, as you can see, I'm at the flower farm again. We still have quite a bit of work to do here, and I've been doing quite a bit of work over this weekend. We still need to light it up just to mob, spawn proof it. And we need to protect our redstone. We want to enclose this thing in some sort of thing. What that is, I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. But let's take a look at what we've done so far. Yes. Well, since last time, not so far. One of our issues has been, how are we going to get all this stuff filled up with bone meal? Well, excuse me. I had a little in my throat. We've made a very small dent in filling it up. I think we made it to this one, or this one. Ooh, and that has moss. So maybe this one. Nope. This one. All right, we made it back to about here. From here, and I made some changes down here. I still have the setup for the seeds, but I took away the setup for the red and orange tulips over here because it occurred to me I don't need to filter those, because any excess from not only red and orange tulips but anything, when these chests and hoppers down here get full, will just come over here naturally, so I don't need to filter it. I in fact, I have two here. I really only need one, but that's fine. We'll just leave it for now. Let's go ahead and put our armor on before I forget and do something very silly and regret it and have to, deal with the annoyance of getting all my stuff. Let me check one other thing real quick here, and we are good on that. Okay. So anyway, I finished the Bonemeal Farm, and it's back this way, and that is what has done the bulk of the work. You remember this here, this little contraption. This is meant to take the bone meal from that away, our seeds and excess flowers, and send it back into the system. Well, this system also feeds it. Now, I suppose you want me to explain how this works, and the truth of the matter is I can only kind of sort of explain how it works, but let's do that. So maybe if we get on top, we'll start. I'm falling through the machine. There we go. All right. Okay. So we have lava up here. And we have water in each of the corners. There's water under this block, you'll have to trust me. Here. And here. And then all around here we have pistons and other things going on. Observers. There, you can see the pistons sort of better. That's this way. And those pistons grab hold of those slime blocks, and the slime blocks all stick together, and they all come down at once. And they go back up at once. And there's some composters there. You can see that one. There's actually a lot of composters under there. And what happens is when we activate it, this piston activates and it pulls the slime up and down. And the slime, as you might can see there, there's some stone there too. The slime pulls some of the stone as well, I believe. And this lets the water flow in such a way that more stone is created by the lava, because as we have seen before, water interacting with lava can create stone or obsidian or cobblestone, depending on how they interact, how they, you know, which falls onto what, and other, you know, those sorts of conditions. Now, there's also a dispenser that you can't see from here. I don't even know how to show it to you. You'll have to trust me on that too. And it's full of bone meal, and it inserts bone meal into a moss block. That's what these are here. They form naturally in lush caves. We spent a few minutes in one a week or two ago. But when you bone meal a moss block, it turns all the blocks around it, including stone, into moss. So we're essentially creating stone and then having bone meal turn that stone into moss, and then we're compressing that moss in such a way that it breaks apart. You know, it, instead of being a block like that, you know, it becomes a block like that, which is technically an entity. And once it becomes an entity, it's sucked into the hoppers that are right there, you see, fed into the composters, and then turned into bone meal and fed into these hoppers, which then feed this dispenser. And this dispenser is where the bone meal comes from. So I guess when I said it would be hard to show you this dispenser, what I meant was from where I was standing. This is the dispenser that shoots the bone meal into the moss block that converts the stone into moss. But all that moss is then converted into more bone meal, which is then fed into this dispenser. But I have two outputs. The other output is fed into this chest. So half of the bone meal roughly goes into the dispenser and just continues to feed the system, whereas the other half goes into this chest and then it carries down this hopper line into our system over here and fills up all of the bone meal, all the hoppers and dispensers down on the flower farm with bone meal. Now, I did a little math. To fill up the entire system, I did not get exact numbers, but based on the idea that there are 6 rows of hoppers with approximately 64 hoppers in each row, and there are, I believe, 70, actually I did the math on 70, but I think there's 75 dispensers, but let's just go with 70. To fill up the entire system, all those hoppers and all those dispensers, with this thing running constantly, will take 80 real-time hours. So I will be AFKing overnight here. Now, once it's filled up, it will be relatively easy to keep it full, because we don't have to run it that long to get what we need. I've run virtually every bit of this farm that we've collected on camera, and if you've watched the streams or the VODs or the YouTube uploads that come a little later, then we've gotten a lot considering how little we've run it. I mean, it's a very productive farm. So once we get it filled up, and we only have to run the farm, you know, not even 5 minutes, we can then run the bone meal farm again, and it'll fill up again in no time. It's just the reason we have to fill it up is because that's the only way to get all the dispensers full. I could manually do it, but what's the fun in that? Automation's more fun. So I will be AFKing overnight at this farm quite a bit, but I know what you want to see. You want to see it work. So let's turn it on. And it'll be that's my little hidey hole. I just go in there when I'm gonna be AFK, just in case there's some random spot that there a creeper comes out of that I wasn't aware of. You know, some one single block that I didn't light properly, because I don't want to have to build this again. This took all weekend to build. But anyway, there's the lava going. Creating the stone, which, as you can see, is then converted into moss and pulled back down and then broken into bits. You can see by the green star things, that's what it looks like when stuff's converting to bone meal. And it's, as you can see, these observers only work if there's something passing through the system, so you can see that it is indeed working. And yeah. And we can get a look at its rates probably most easily by just looking in the hopper that it's filling up at the moment. You know what I could do is just start using a rocket in the tunnel, but maybe a little earlier so I don't bump into things. I think we were somewhere up here about there. Yeah. Oh, this one's just about to fill up. Yeah, you see this thing is just, you know, really outputting the bone meal. I mean, it hasn't even been a minute and we've already got a quarter of a, or half of, an eighth of a stack. So I'm really pleased with that. Now the thing, whoa, the thing about this farm is, it's actually large pockets of andesite and diorite that I've been mining while I let it just run. Because the thing is, you have to have the chunk loaded for this to run, and if you leave the chunk while it's running, you risk breaking it, and then you have to fix it, and that's a big pain. So that's one thing I'm sure I will forget to do one day, is turn it off before I leave. And then I'll have to fix it, but hopefully that's a long ways off. But yeah, it took me about half a Saturday just to get the resources to build the thing. The hardest one was honey. But we could go actually take a look at how we pulled that off. We have bees now. That's what is the long or the short of it. Oh, that's a slime chunk down there. Haha. Or maybe that, actually, maybe that slime just spawned into, in the swamp. Slime can spawn in what's called a slime chunk, which is just a 16 by 16 area. And now that I think about it, that is not an indication of the slime being in a spawn chunk, because the slime only spawn at Y40 and below in slime chunks. So that's just a swamp area, and he's down there, so never mind. But there is a good chance, as big as that flower farm is, that there is a spawn chunk, a slime chunk under it, and then we could have a slime farm at the same place we have our flower farm. Where we would need to, you know, AFK for purposes of bone meal. In fact, I could be building the slime farm while the thing is filling up with bone meal. That might work. Of course, we have to figure out which one's a slime chunk first. But, oh, by the way, look who I found. I was out looking for bee nests, and there in the birch forest was the other dog that I thought had died. And so, since that dog is also very, very close, was found very close to a flower forest, I decided to name her Dandelion. And she's very sweet. She was a little hurt. You can tell when dogs are hurt. Come on, Dandelion. There you go. Their tails will lower. But she's got full health now, so her tail's fine. And they also whimper when their health is kind of low. Come on, Dandy. Come on here. I found that basically what happens is no matter where I put them, since they're tame, I can make them sit and they'll stay put. But Attila pushes them up against wherever they're at, so I put them over here so they at least get to sit together. I know they're not real, it's really just for the aesthetics of the thing. Oh, and we got a slime head too, because I had to kill a bunch of slime to get those slime blocks. But eventually we'll farm slime. But let's go look at our bees. I'll put them over here, because I already had a bee nest. Actually, let's get some flowers and then let's look at our bees. But yeah, that bee nest that grew on the birch tree, I started with that one, and then I went, you know, roaming around the world, basically in birch forests, and got some more bee nests. Now you can make them too, but they're called bee hives when you make them, which actually always trips me up. I thought the bee hive was the natural one, and the bee nest was the one that you know, humans make. But apparently I'm mistaken on that. I'm trying to decide which one to use. What do we have the most of? I guess we have the most of orange and red, if you count what we have back at the flower for. Indeed. Oh, and as you can see over there, I have mostly finished the floor. It's not perfectly laid out yet. I figured I would figure out the exactitude-ness of the edges of the circle upon completing the first level of the walls, because I can just bring the walls down and then it'll tell me where the edges are, and I have to like look up, look down, look up, look down. Am I lined up? No, I just put it wherever the walls aren't. Anyway, we have our bees over here. I don't see them. That tells me they're probably in the hives. Now what's going on here is I have campfires under each of these trap doors. And the reason for that is, if you were to harvest the honey, which you can see these 4 are full of honey, Oh, I don't have any glass pots. Let's go get some glass pots. Anyway, if you were to harvest the honey without a campfire under it, the bees get angry and they sting you, and then they die, and then you don't have any more honey. And if one of them gets angry, they all get angry at you, and they swarm you. And we don't want that, because we want to, you know, keep getting honey. Let's just make a bunch. Well, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Okay. Let's go get some honey. Ooh, and you know what we can also do? We can get some honeycomb, because I don't have any honeycomb yet. Well, I need more iron than I have to do, because you have to have shears to get that. To get the honeycomb. You need iron to make shears. 2 iron, actually. There we go. So, get our honey. There we go. And we'll just keep it in here for now. And I will keep the shears here too. And I don't really need the moss. You know what? The moss will look nice right there. That's great. That looks wonderful. Actually, you know what? Moss might look good down here too. Yeah, that'll work. Now, what I'm wondering is, where are the bees? Did they get lost? Oops. Because we've had the bee disappear before, and then finally he made his way back. I wonder if they've all done that. Like they can fly out of a loaded chunk and then get stuck there until you load. Oh, look at that. Well, let's go get that brown cow too, since they're so rare. Oh, there's a bee. What are you doing over here, silly bee? There's another bee. I don't know why they're all swimming over, or not swimming, flying over here. Bees pathfinding is something I don't think is completely worked out in a way that is either right or that I understand. Yeah, they're all like right over here. I don't think they're attracted to mushrooms. That's why I put all the flowers right here, so they have somewhere to go. Anyway, let's get a lead. Get that brown mushroom cow. Because those aren't something you see every day, though more so if you live on a mushroom island, I guess. And what I was going to do with the flowers, if the bees were at their nests, was breed them. If you feed them flowers, and they make little baby bees. All right. That cow is somewhere over this way, I think. There he is. Oh wow, not far at all. Hey, buddy. All right. Let's take you to your new friends. Walk over this way reminds me we still need to build some sort of, you know, entrance to our spider farm. our Trider spider farm. Here's I was growing a bunch of pumpkins because I needed those for the silly cow, for the Bonemeal Farm. What it does is pistons and things like that can lag because they emit light, and light updates can make the game laggy. So when the different redstone components are blinking and whatnot, that can change the light level rapidly, which of course will affect the performance of the game. So what I did is and this is not something I came up with, it was in the tutorial, which was not explained well at all, but that part was. Anyway, the jack-o'-lanterns produce a level of light as such that when the redstone components come off and on, the light level does not change. It remains at a constant maximum level. And that reduces lag, which improves efficiency, which is how you end up getting 2,000 pieces of bone meal per hour with a farm like that. So we'll get I don't want to take the cow over soul sand. Oh, and they're also just like right here. Okay. There we go. And then I'll just fly out. Life is better with an Elytra. Don Draper came up with that. All right. Now bees don't come out at night, so we're going to do our chicken gambling game. No chicken. But what we can do is, since the bees are over here, I doubt they made it back to their hives. I mean, their nests. See, I told you I mix up the term. All right. What we can do, bees love flowers. Hey, bee. Look at this. He sees the flower. He's like, let me at that flower. I'm all about the flower, man. That's what he's saying. Now we have a baby bee. Oh, there's another bee. Yeah, I think I should put them in an enclosure so that they stop doing this. That's really gonna hurt honey production. Wait, where did the bees go? They normally are like right up on you when you have a flower. There we go. Well, there's two of them, but there were three. There were three bees. Because we had two, and then we made a baby bee. Where'd the other bee go? Well, there's a bee. Oh, there's another bee. Look at all these bees. All right, bees. Now, you couldn't see it, but there were honey blocks in the machine. They sort of counter the slime blocks in that you can make some stuff stay with honey, and other stuff like move with slime. What is he doing? Watch out, bee. There's a drown down there. He's trying. Sting him. No, don't sting him. You'll die. Whoa. Whoa. Sting him. I did not expect to be bee wrangling this evening, but here we are. Oh, oh, he made it to shore. Look at all these bees. Over in the wrong place. Oh, I could do. Right. Double fisting our tulips now. Bee! Over here! Oh, there's another one over there. Man. What are these guys thinking? Okay. We're gonna see if we can convince these guys to follow us back home. Gonna have to walk slowly, I guess. Ah, there's another one over there. Here, bee. There we go. Yeah, you like the tulips. All right. Hey, nope. Yep, there we go. All right. Got our bees. And we'll pick up the rest on our way back, hopefully. Yeah, here we go. Yep, yep. You can come along too. Very good. I had way more bees in this. I wonder if there's some that went the other direction. Oh, oh, we lost some, we got some bee stragglers here. Are there any more back there? I don't see it. There we go. All right, now we're being. Oh, here's another bee friend. All right. Nope, there's another one. Oh wait, no, that's a zombie that we killed. That's his pants. Well, sometimes, oh, what, when there's this many bees, they can actually push you around despite how small they are. Really, one is enough to push you, but when there's this many, they push you harder. Go up here, see if we can see any other bees. No, I don't see. Hey. Yeah, over here. Now we do seem to have lost the baby bee. I don't really know what to do about that. Except maybe make more baby bees. Which might, in some situations be a good segue into a discussion about birds and the bees. But that's not my responsibility, man. All right. and get them to follow me up these steps. Though it's daytime now, those flowers over there might distract them. Hey, 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 buddy. Look, look. We're going this way. I feel like there are more bees to be found out there, but this is gonna have to do for now. Here, we'll make some more bees because the apparently the one of the nests I took, this last one here, there weren't any bees in it. And none of them have made it their home. So I have to make more bees because each nest can hold 5 bees. So I need to make more bees so that they start living here too. Because this one's not producing honey because it doesn't have any bees. And these guys really like this one flower. I didn't even mean to put it there. I don't want this. You can see that the baby bee is pollinated. You can tell when they're pollinated because their butts get these little spots on them. And they got the pollen. Oh, yep, there you see it now. All right. Saw it very briefly there. Oh, there's another one. Oh, yep, he's got his pollen now. You know what, let's just keep some flowers here so we can keep feeding them. We can also, you can leash them. And pretend that they're a balloon. We won't leash the bee. I think I do need to build an enclosure though to prevent them from flying all over the place. But don't feel like doing that right now. I'll probably do it this week though, because our honey production won't be very good until I do. And you can automate the bottles and the shears pulling honey out of the nests automatically, and we will do that too. But as you can see, the floor is in. It's not lined up necessarily perfectly. There's some spots that'll need adjusting, but that's fine. We'll take care of that once we get the walls in. Some of these mushrooms are gonna have to go. I think I'm gonna plant some more though. I like the idea of mushrooms being inside the building with the lanterns hanging from them. I don't know why. I just think it would look cool, so I'm gonna do it. Then we're gonna intersperse with some of our color palette here. I think it'll just be easier to do once we have everything put in. And once we put the walls down, that'll be the next step, is to finish out the circle into as perfect a circle as you can get in a game full of squares. And then we'll do some variation on the blocks like these here. Yeah. And we've got like I said, I did some mining while I was running the Bonemeal Farm, so we got much diorite, way more than we need. Andesite, 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 andesite. I think the rest of these are all dirt. So yeah, in good shape. Oh, and you can see the nests are filling up with honey. Now, that's not actually a indicator that's in the vanilla game. That's a vanilla tweak that gives you that visual indicator, so you know when it is full. I actually just do it because it looks cool. Typically I have this stuff automated, so I don't need a visual indicator. It just, by way of redstone signal, it knows when to harvest it through a comparator. And the more bees you have, the faster they fill up. And then they go down there at night and they sleep. Then they come out in the morning and start all over and make more honey. They're busy bees, you might say. Yes. Or bee rallises, since they have the Corrales face. Another vanilla tweak. But yeah, things are kind of coming together here. And our baby bees, they're working too. Yep. So I'm actually gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna make it a short one. Just kind of tired tonight. Been a 4-day weekend. I've been hard at this grindy gather resource for the Bonemeal Farm, and you know, doing other stuff that I was doing over the weekend. And I gotta go back in the office tomorrow and you know, just get a early start on the you know, getting ready for, you know, the end of the night and going to bed. So I do thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow evening, and I think we will finally do the at least, you know, a little bit of the walls of the iron farm. We've bottlenecked in that regard because I knew I wouldn't have enough light blue glass until we did this flower farm stuff, but I think we're in good enough shape to finally get started on that this week. And like the lighthouse behind us, it'll probably take a couple weeks to build. It is less intricate though, so maybe not as long. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. You've been wonderful, and I've been Captain Incredulous. Thanks, and I'll catch you later.